For the first time in the 2022 WHL Championship, the Edmonton Oil Kings have the upper hand. 4-0 winners tonight in Game 3 over the Seattle Thunderbirds. Sebastian Cossa, 21 saves, and Edmonton gets 3 goals in the third period to take home a 4-0 win. I'm Chris Wall, joined by Taylor Roca. Taylor, first of all, talk about the game, and Sebastian Cossa, really an impact player again for Edmonton tonight.
Well, fourth shutout of the postseason, and he did what he needed to when it mattered most. We saw a first period start where Seattle maybe was carrying the play a little bit, and early on, Cossa was tested, 2-on-1 opportunity, got a good push, made a huge save, and really that helped to kind of slow things down, settle the Oil Kings. We heard it from him post-game, and really that was a big moment early on for Sebastian Cossa.
I think that's kind of big focus point for me is kind of just letting our team settle down and get into the game. I think so, especially in that first period, they got a couple of shots on their power play there. So I think 9-3 isn't really justified, but I think definitely early in the game with being as loud as it was, I think those saves are pretty.
3 goals in the third period as well, and Edmonton getting a pair from defenseman Simon Kubicek, the former Thunderbird, a goal and an assist in this one. Caden Gooley adding the 3-0 goal as well, and we heard Brad Lauer talk about activating the defense in the offensive zone.
Yeah, and you know what? It's starting to become a very consistent theme for this Oil Kings group. We saw Nashville Predators prospect Luke Prokop go off in Game 2. Tonight, Caden Gooley gets involved, Simon Kubicek. So, there are so many stars on this Oil Kings team, and every single night it seems like we're seeing contributions from different players, whether it's up front or on the blue line, and it makes for really exciting hockey.
Our system is designed that it's not about forwards and creating offense. It's done by committee, 5 guys on the ice. We're very fortunate to have some D that are very active, can make plays under pressure. We've done a really good job all year of D being involved offensively at the right times, and I think our system that we have works well for our group that we have.
At the other end of the ice, again, Thomas Milic making things happen for the Seattle Thunderbirds, a 33-save performance this evening. Really, one moment stands out, I think, to everyone who watched this game or was in attendance, a second period 2-0 stop off Jake Neighbors.
Yeah, I mean, what more can we say about Thomas Milic? I think people are starting to run out of different ways to describe the performance that we've seen from him, not only in this series, but through the whole playoffs. And, I think the score tonight's maybe a little bit deceiving. 4-0 doesn't do justice to the performance we saw from Thomas Milic. But that opportunity that you talk about, we heard, a few people ask Thomas what he saw in that play and how big a moment it was in the game. And, it didn't give Seattle the boost necessarily that they needed, but it kept them in the game and gave them an opportunity in this one.
I think our D are doing a pretty good job of, limiting those chances. But I think when when chances like that 2-0 come up, I think that's something I'm capable of, making those big saves. Just doing whatever I can to keep our team in the game and push them back in our favor.
The Oil Kings now lead the series 2-1. We'll see these two teams again Wednesday night, 7:05 Pacific Time puck drop for Game 4. Edmonton, Seattle. This is seriously a series that has been fought in the trenches. Oh,
without question. I mean, the first 2 games in Edmonton, we saw some big hits. Game 3, we come down to Seattle, and the bodies were banging again. There's really heavy hockey being played in this series, so we'll expect to see that once again in Game 4. The crowd tonight was really into it, which I think feeds into that physical play. Every time we saw 2 players meet, the crowd roared, and Jake Neighbors talked about it a little bit. It's playoff hockey. It's exciting. You love to see it.
Yeah, I think that's playoff hockey. I think coming into this series, we knew Seattle was a physical team and had some bigger bodies that, like to intimidate, if you want to use that word or whatever. But, it's part of my job as well to be physical and create momentum for my team that way, like I said earlier. And early in game 3, their first home game of the series, and they had a good first shift there. I had a chance to finish a couple hits, and that's all I'm looking to do, just create momentum for the team and nothing else to that.
So Game 4, tomorrow night, 7:05 puck drop. You can watch it on TSN3. If you're in the Seattle area, visit SeattleThunderbirds.com for tickets as well. For Taylor Roca, producer Corey Bukauskas, I'm Chris Wall. Good night, everyone.